Okay. Okay. Sorry to make this in a different video. I've already done it, but I realized that my mic wasn't fully plugged in when I had built it, and so all of the first videos had no audio. So, I will show you now what has been completed. We have our, let's see, we have the weapons. We have our main weapons class, which our sword inherits from. Inside the sword, first inside the weapon we add a box collision. I increased it on the I must only did it on the sword and not here. I increased the box size on I think the sword, and then I set the variable for a reference to the player so it knows what the player is. And then I also added a skeletal mesh because I'm using the Infinity Blades weapons pack, which has skeletal swords. So we have that set up inside of the box because it wasn't working at first. I set it to I think I did that one in the sword too. Box, yeah. In the sword I set it to block all dynamic because when it's overlap all dynamic, line traces don't affect it. You will have to set up a custom line trace for it most likely. That way it'll still ignore, like you can run through it, but then still be able to line trace to it. Okay, so there's those. Come in to the character. We have here is our button. I set it to F and called it pickup. And so if you don't know this math, this line trace is broken a little bit. It works, but it's broken a little bit. I don't know if it's this default character or something in their controller, but it should work. And here is the math behind it. It gets our actor's location, where it is in the world, and then it gets our forward vector. Our forward vector is where we're always facing. So we have this big arrow sitting here. I put this in here, and no matter which way the character rotates, his front-facing area is always going to be wherever he rotates. If I rotate the character, the arrow is going to rotate, and his front-facing vector will always be whatever way he turns. So that's why we get our forward vector, which only and always equals 1. So that's why we multiply it by 1,000 and make that our end, which gives us 1,000 centimeter line trace. From that line trace, we cast 2 BP weapons. So that means it has to be that or its child class. If you line trace to something that's not that or its child class, the cast will fail. If you do hit one of the weapons, we disable collision because it'll make us go all over the place if we don't. We attach to component we get from our cast is our target we're attaching to, and the parent is our mesh, and I named mine weapon socket. You want the location and rotation to be snapped to target, while scale you keep relative along with well-simulated bodies. That gives us our character pickup. The bullet as well. Here's the bullet event on left mouse button. You can also create your own custom name for it. And I put this in here so you can see. This is how you would put something like an ammo check in. If your ammo is greater than, I set it to 200, I set it lower this time for the show. If it's greater than 0, then we can spawn a bullet. If not, we can't. We get our actor location and rotation. We don't want it to scale because we want the bullet to scale itself. We don't want to take the scale from our character for the bullet. We got default collision handling. And if we go into the bullet has nothing in it except for projectile movement component. And here we can set our initial speed, which I set to 5,000, and a max speed of 50,000, which means it starts at 5 when it spawns and increases in speed till it hits the limit of movement speed. And then we have our gravity scale, so we can make the bullet fall or even rise if we wanted to. We could put negative gravity and cause the bullet to go up instead of down. We got bounciness, frictionness. We can make them a homing projectile, all that good stuff. And that's about it. And here's a little test of it. You could shoot a bullet. There's the bullets going by. Up in the top left corner is the print screen of the ammo. You can see we click through and we run out of ammo and we can no longer fire. We can run over to the sword and pick it up and actually hold it. And this is what I was saying, you have to have, proper animations, otherwise he holds it like this where he's slicing himself. With a proper animation, he'd be holding it wherever the sword is actually attached to his hand right there. So that covers it. That gives you pretty much everything. It's the connection. Like I said, the other guy with the overlap event and destroy actor is not something you want to use if you're going to attach it like this, because if you destroy it, you're not going to hold it in your hand. So here you can see coming bringing through you again the line trace with our pickup action, cast, turning off collision. Make sure you get our box from the sword, or I did it from the weapons, the parent class, so all child classes inherit from this. And I turn collision off and then attach it to ourselves. And then once again, the bullet is really simple. I did this check for ammo. You don't even need that. You're not putting in a limited ammo. You just come right over here, have infinite bullets. Just gets our location and rotation. Minus is 1 ammo if we're using the ammo variable. And if we don't take that off, we can come in here and shoot it infinitely with no amount of no sort of limit. You can just continuously shoot it. But there you go. That is it. Covers it. If there's something you're still confused on, let me know. Otherwise, good luck in your further adventures.